Hey y'all, hey, welcome to Tootie Talk Sense, and I am Tootie. Y'all go ahead, let's start off with what I always say. Go ahead and like the video. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead, click that bell, subscribe, hit all so you can see when I go live. Also, share the video. So I'm just gonna do a quick review of episode 10 of Real Housewife of Atlanta. Now, hopefully this will be quick, and I want to come back either later tonight or tomorrow because that's where I want to talk about Carly Russell and all that's going on. I'm hoping that either today or tomorrow they're gonna do an update to let us know more. Everybody pretty much already figuring it's a Jussie Smollett type of situation, but I'm hoping that either today or tomorrow they'll give more information and then I could go ahead and talk about it. And then also I want to talk about Kylie and Jordan being reunited. But for tonight, I'm gonna let me go ahead and do this Real Housewives, right? So of course it starts off when the lady's supposed to be going to Portugal. I'm already about to mess up some words, right? Portugal. The ladies are going to Portugal. This is a trip that Sheree is supposed to be, planning. It's supposed to be healing, and she on a whole holistic trip, and she's going there to heal and healing vibes and healing energy and all that, right? So before they go and do a brunch, and this is at Drew house. Ralph, her husband, is going to do a brunch. The men are supposed to be cooking for the women, getting the women all ready to go for their trip, right? So the women come with their husband or their boyfriend because I think Marlo is the only one that's with a boyfriend. Sheree Martell didn't come. Of course, she said he was sick, y'all. So Martell didn't come. Marlo brought Scott Lee. Marlo brought Scott Lee, and of course Sonya brought her husband. Candy brought Todd, her husband. Who else was there? Mayetta and her husband. Of course, Drew and Ralph was there. So they get to talking about Candy movie. Well, Kenya say, "Oh well, I haven't got an offer yet for the movie. What's going on?" So Kenya end up telling her that she cashed Drew for the main part, and because the main role is a lady who's a young, naive, married lady, and Candy like, oh, I'm not saying Drew is young and naive. I'm just saying she pretend to be. She's good at pretending to be, and I'm like, that low key shade, you know. But and then Kenya say, well, because like I said, the wife is in the lead movie that Candy and Todd is doing. It's about a young, naive wife, and I guess they end up getting into a threesome and things go awry like typically they do in real life when you do a threesome. So I hear, I don't know. Me and my husband don't partake. So can you say, well, if it's about a threesome, I'm the one who put threesomes on the map with her movie Twa. And Drew in her post interview, she's like, did she do that movie like 22 years ago? I was like, I mean, was that shade or was that facts? It was kind of facts, but in the community, black community, that was a big movie. Everybody was like, oh my God, threesomes wasn't talked about and out like that. You knew that people had it, but it wasn't on no screen like that. That was one of them. What's that late at night? Was that after dark? Was it HBO? They used to do like the after dark, the soft P movies. I mean, it wasn't considered P, but it was close. Let me see. 4 minutes in, baby, and I already here. I already hear one of my daughters. But I didn't came in. I didn't want to work. I didn't came in. We didn't did tacos Tuesday. I didn't make ground beef tacos. I didn't make carlitas, and we could do nachos and or tacos, baby. So I done ate. I done fed them. I done thought they was all settled down, but we'll see. We'll see how long I go for. Somebody say, "Ma," that's how they say it, "Ma." But so Kenya Man ends up FaceTime her. So she answered the FaceTime. And of course he say hi. She turned the phone around so he can say hi to everybody. And as soon as Marlo seen him, she like, Oh, is that Roy? Roy from Call Me Crazy. Yeah, you know I'm on a date with him, and so I'm like, I remember them saying that Cal Me Crazy. I said I can't be for sure if they ever said it in front of Kenya, not in front of Kenya, in front of Marlo, because I'm like, is this the first time of her hearing that she's dating a guy from Cal Me Crazy? Because I didn't heard it all throughout the show since they've been mentioning the dude. Is this the first time you hearing it? So, so she's like, never talked about him before. I mean, he's technically not left of. Okay, so then she go and um, what's her name? Kenya takes the phone call because I know I'm quite sure she heard him say, "Oh well, you know, I went on a date with him before." So she takes the phone call and she leaves and to go talk to Roy. She don't have a conversation. That once he say hi, Marlo made her comment. She takes the call. She leaves. So then Sheree go and say, "Drew, are you gonna pay the chef?" And Drew like, "Girl, what are you talking about? Why are you whispering?" She's like, you know, you gonna pay the chef because is this chef that's supposed to be suing you? So Drew apparently is in a lawsuit with this girl who says that she came and cooked for Drew and Drew didn't pay her money. So she took Drew to court. So that's what Sheree trying to like, and you know, doggone well that ain't that same person who's supposed to be suing her if she in here cooking. How she gonna sue her if she in here cooking right now? That don't even make sense. So anyway, then then the ladies come back. They're all looking at my notes, make sure I don't forget nothing because I don't even got this in there. Why I don't know because I remember that Kenya come back, and that's where they talk about um, well, Marlo said that they dated or whatever, and Kenya was like, yeah, well, good thing he went out with you and found out what he don't like so he can come home to me and something like that. So when he meet me, he'll know what he want or something like that she ended up saying. And I was like, in my opinion, I was like, she should have just been like, yeah, he told me and left it like that. Because you saying something to dig into her lets her know that what she said bothers you. And I was like, Marlo just couldn't wait to be like, oh yeah, girl, I was inviting him. And I'm like, girl, that didn't even this have to be wait, give me a minute, y'all. I'm trying to make sure that my notes is in the right order. But to me, Marlo couldn't wait to say, oh girl, I was dating her. And I feel like Marlo is the one who haven't, as far as I know, they said she didn't dated an older guy, and that's the billionaire. That's what you get the money from. Blah blah blah. But as far as I know, she haven't been married. So I'm like, she probably feel insecure. And then Kenya is a beautiful girl, and that makes you feel like you got something over her because somebody who likes her like you. So to some people who esteem ain't where it should be, it'll make them be like, oh, well, I'm on your level because if I ain't on your level, then why the same guy who liked you also like me? So we must got something in common. We must be on the same esteem. We on the same stepping stones. We in the same circles. And because baby, she was ready. She's like, you know, well, we went on a date. So the lady goes to Portugal and it's beautiful. The ladies go to Portugal. It's beautiful. They go look at the rooms. You see the outside. So then Drew and y'all, why am I all hands? Why is these hands everywhere? So Drew and Mayetta. I believe Mayetta go to Drew room and they get to talking. And I said, y'all got to tell me because, like I said, this is my first season watching it. Y'all got to tell me what is going on with Drew, with this. I said, when Kenya said young and naive, did she mean young and a little slow? Because first she started, I didn't do the review when she first said it. The episode that she said, I'm from Chicago and we don't say that word. I was like, what word? Because I'm from Chicago too. I'm still here. What word won't be saying? Because we say everything, because we some ignorant motherfuckers. We say everything here. What word don't we say? And she was like, shooting. I don't know what part of Chicago she from, where they don't say shooting, but the moment you wake up and cut on the news, you hear shooting. Shooting here, shooting there. The news ain't saying there was an incident. No, they're saying there was a shooting out south. There was a shooting on 103rd. There was a shooting on 63rd. Shooting. Who don't say shooting? And most people in Chicago been affected one way or the other by gun violence. And you telling me they ain't saying shoot. Y'all, I always speak for myself. I don't know what part of Chicago she from. Never heard that crap a day in life. But then she go and say, I hollered. She went and said she ain't never been to Africa because Mayetta is telling her, oh, Africa is right. First she asked her, what's right there? She said, what girl? Asia. I said, this girl. Asia. So, like, no, Africa. I said, but yeah, the good to keep that one inside. Because I would have been like, bitch, what? What? It's Africa, the motherland over there. Wakanda is right there. You don't see it? The vibranium shining from here, girl. So she say, oh, well, I never been to Africa. Yeah, no, I never been to Africa. I've been to South Africa. See, then she should have just boop, boop. Just sometimes you got to shake some sense into some people. Africa is in the world. It's in South Africa. How you gonna say you never been to Africa? So that that made me look at Drew sideways. I ain't gonna lie. But they said Mayetta said she had her orphanage in Africa, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. I said, and I wish they highlight more and tell more information. That could be a nice other little segment to get more information on Mayetta and her orphanage and how do you donate, what's the name of it, things of that nature. I think they should have put that on. But then Candy talks to Kenya about was it weird for her to find out that Roy had went on a date with Marlo. So Kenya was like, no, she already knew because Roy had told her. And so she was like, it wasn't no big deal. They trying to make it seem like it was a big deal, but it wasn't. Then Sonya and Sheree compares the Martell and being in Kenya DM to Marlo and Roy date, saying that when that happened, when Martell was just in the DM, they made it a big deal. But now that it's Kenya, then that's not making it a big deal. I said, I think it was a big deal. I said, I think it was not a big deal because first, Roy told Kenya. So, and I was like, I think most women say this, but I know me and my husband have a conversation. There should be nothing that no one could come tell me about you that I don't know about first. And I think most women get mad about that they didn't know and somebody else come and tell them some information about they men. But since Kenya already knew, it was like, oh, okay. And second, it was because it wasn't made a big deal because I feel like in that first situation, Sheree made that a big deal. Because when they came and told Sheree about what happened, instead of her like either talking to her man afterwards about it, I would have just got the details and then talked to my man afterwards about it. But what Sheree did, she brought Martell in to confront Kenya about it there at the outing. That's what really elevated to me to the next level. So I'm like, you see how Kenya left. I'm quite sure she heard Marlo say, oh, well, he took me on a date. I'm quite sure she heard that. She left and went and go talk to her man on FaceTime in another area. Sheree went and had brought her man in to confront Kenya. And then it ended up blowing up. Plus, Martell tried to deny that he ever even sent the message until they showed him. He was like, oh, yeah. Then when they showed him, then he was like, oh, yeah, I did send the message. But that was 2 years ago. And you said 6 months ago. And then it was, oh, no, I said at least 6 months. Well, at least 6 months and 2 years. Then it was a fact. That's what made it blow up into a big deal. I don't think it was necessarily that he sent the DM. I'm thinking it was necessary that you didn't tell Sheree, who's the person you're talking to, that you had DM'd her friend or somebody she's on the show with. first, then bringing him in to confront her, then denying it, and then becoming combative, aggressive towards her. That's what blew it up. So they go out for dinner, and Courtney brings up that she thinks Kenya is being mean, is being a mean girl to her, and Kenya and Drew just say it was Kenya setting boundaries, not liking to be touched. Because in the previous dinner, when they had the brunch before they left, um, Courtney's a little, I don't know, she's a little annoying to me, but but she kept like, she one of them people who touch when you see me with all these hands. I keep doing my hands. She's one of them people who touch when she talking to you, and probably one of them when she laugh like and always touching you. So Kenya was like, "Oh, could you please stop touching me?" And at the dinner, at the brunch, she just told her, Drew told her, no, she's just setting boundaries. So when she brought it up again, she just say, well, no, I don't believe it was something like that. And then I don't believe it's something bad. She was just setting your boundaries, and they pretty much let it go. Then Drew tells Sheree she felt she was bringing the lawsuit, that Sheree bringing up the lawsuit was wrong, and she was talking about it behind her back. If they were supposed to have been friends, then she should have called her. So you can assume that Sheree was talking to, you can assume Sheree was talking to Courtney, because what Drew said was that when she told Ralph, of course she's going to tell Ralph because Ralph is family. And you would assume that she told Ralph. Ralph came back and told her. So instead of Sheree addressing it, she gets upset and start getting loud, talking about Drew lying on her about the reunion show with her taking back the clothes. So Kenya and Candy agreed that some stuff was taken. They said some stuff was taken back. Yeah, on the show, the reunion show, she came. She supposed to get them all. She by Sheree, and Kenya and Candy agreed that after the show, yeah, they came and got some of the stuff back. So Sheree said, well, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. It's your people. They're taking your stuff back. Like, so Sonya said she didn't get anything either. So Drew is right. Drew tell her, okay, we had this conversation. Now talk about um let's talk about what I brought up. Because when she brought up what she was upset with Sheree about, Sheree pivot straight to, well, you was talking about me on the reunion after the reunion show about me taking this stuff, and you lied on me. And I'm still looking like, how did the girl lie on you? Everybody is saying the stuff got, the only person who's not saying the stuff didn't get taken back is Marlo. But then they show us a clip where Candy did say that Marlo before had said some of her stuff got taken back too. But now Marlo's acting like she don't remember that. So instead, Sheree's like, I'm like, it shows Sheree, like I said, I didn't watch all the other seasons, so this is my first time encountering her, because she do all this talk about on this trip, positive vibe, positive energy, fixing relationships, everybody repairing things, and then when as soon as it comes to you and fixing what you need to fix, that when you offended somebody, instead of you addressing it, you go and try to pivot. I'm like, so that shows that she don't want to take responsibility when it's you that did this. And come on, let's heal. Let's heal. Let's get this together and let's talk about it. And I hate when people do that. If somebody comes to you with an issue, you don't switch to something else. And that, to me, that's just you trying to avoid admitting you're wrong. And so you're just going to switch to something that they did to you. If that's what you wanted to talk about, then you should have brought it up first. But if they're coming to you, talking to you, then you address what's said. And then if you have something to say, once you apologize or fix it, or y'all talk out what was brought up to you, then you go and talk about something else. But you just nah. But what about you lying on me? I said that is childish. That's childish. That's somebody who don't want to take responsibility. That's you manipulating the conversation. Like, do better, Miss Healing. So Drew say, so how we doing a trip about healing, but you can't heal your damn self? So Drew leaves crying, and Marlo tells Sheree that, And I will give Marlo, this was good of Marlo. She stepped up and she told Sheree, right. She was like, this your trip. That's your guess. She's crying. You need to get up and fix it and find out what's wrong. So that's pretty much how the episode ended. Y'all, I said, have y'all dealt with that in life? I know I have dealt with that in life. I'm coming to you about a problem that I have, and you want to talk to me about something else. First of all, if we had the issue, then if you had an issue with me, you should have came to me. Now that I have an issue with you, don't come and try to bring up something. And in Sheree case, is you bringing up something y'all didn't already talked about. Everybody agree with the girl. You wrong. You wrong then. You're wrong then. You're wrong now. It's about time for you to start taking some responsibility. You too grown for that now. Fix it. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. That's all I'm like when I'm listening to that's all wrong. That's all wrong, baby. That ain't the way that's supposed to go. So hopefully by the next episode, some common sense will slap across her. Some responsibility would poke her on her forehead or something like that, and she'll get the recollection. And hopefully she ain't like this, because usually people who are like this is like this in every relationship in their life, like every relationship that they have. And then they don't, people that create their own storm and then cry when it rains. It's like one of them people. Like you want, oh, why people always, and why I always have problems, and because you probably do this in every relationship. You probably get problems in all your relationship because you're like this, and everybody know that you're not going to take responsibility. And when you do something wrong, people are probably just walk away. I know I do. With those people, I'll come tell you, then I begin to, because a lot of times now in life, I've been getting to be non-confrontational. I have always hated confrontation. I'm not a confrontational person. So I'd rather just walk away because, baby, we know you ain't going to apologize. We know you ain't going to take responsibility. And I ain't got the time or the patience to be wasting my breath on somebody who's just going to be like, well, but you remember in third grade, like she bringing back some stuff that was always what I want to say that was almost a year before this taping, because it's the reunion. Y'all on a whole nother season. You talked about it at the beginning of this season. Y'all talked about it. Y'all supposed to have worked it out. Supposed to be water up under the bridge. Everybody agreeing with the girl that your stuff was taken back. Now, you ain't even taking responsibility for the stuff that was taken back, because you know that stuff was taken back. Well, I didn't take it back. It don't matter. You know your stuff that you gave these girls was taken back because multiple girls had said that it was taken back. So, the girl didn't lie. Ain't like she went and lied on you. She didn't lie on you. That actually happened. So now, instead of taking responsibility for it, instead of taking responsibility for what she's addressing, which is you bringing up the lawsuit at the brunch, and she felt like, and she said you brought it up before the brunch also, so she felt like that's something that you should have came to talk to her about. And then Sheree also had said something about along the lines like you ain't, because she said, well, you should have talked to me if you was your friend. And Sheree pretty much like, we ain't friends. So I want to say that's probably what her feelings more than anything else is her telling her that, yeah. But that's how the episode end. I think the next week, I said it was usually, I thought it was only going to be like 10 episodes, but that was episode 10, and it looks like it's going to go on. I thought the reunion would be coming up soon, but hopefully I'll be back next week to discuss the next episode, y'all. Also, don't forget, once again, y'all, to go ahead, like the video, share the video, subscribe. Oh, and thanks to all the new subscribers that I have received. Leave comments. Let me know what y'all would like to talk about next. Let me know how y'all feel on this conversation, okay? I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.